Hi everybody, Shelley here. Today we're going to talk about whiskers and which whiskers you use for what chimneys and then how they actually go into your cameras. It's very simple. Here I have a J3D. This one has white whiskers on top and then white whiskers on bottom. This is okay. This is just for example. If you're going to be doing larger masonry flues, or even if you have some of the smaller ones like an 8x8, you can use these guys, or you can use these ones. These guys are really flexible, so when you're doing prefabs and masonry fireplaces, these are really great. These guys aren't as flexible, so they're not going to give you as much wibble wobble as these will give you when you need it. Otherwise, these ones can be taken out at any point, and you can put them in here or down here, wherever you want them. Now, how do you put them in? It's really simple. Two examples here. Now, this is a J3D head before it's on a camera, and right here, there you can see a little nut. Now, these ones, we install these so that they don't wear out. On this one, which is an older style, the set screws were just, they're put right into the material, and they do wear out over time, but no worries. We can always trade it out to this head at any point, but we like to keep these out in the field until they're completely worn out, just because it means downtime for you guys. So all you do is you simply find each holes, two go this way and two go this way. So it's like a pound sign, or hashtag for anybody else. What you do, take your whisker, you just slide it through like this. You find out, so let's say you've got a slightly longer chimney. You stand this out here, take your sets T-wrench. You just want to just tighten it. You don't need to really reef down on them. The set screw can stick out a little bit. That's totally fine. You just want to make sure that, see here, I can pull it out just a little bit, but you can't pull these out. I'll just tighten this up a little bit because I can pull it out. That's it. So then to take it out, you just loosen this up until you can do this, pull it right out. Now, you have to keep an eye while you're tightening. If you tighten too much, you will notice divots along the side here. If the divot gets too deep, you will literally snap this in half. So when I say just tighten it to where you can't pull it out, or it's snug, that's as far as you want to go. Now, for these guys, same process, but they're going to be a little looser because obviously they're small. So what I like to do is I put it halfway, about as halfway as you can tell, and then I turn one side towards me. There, just a smidge more. There we go. All that. As you can see here on this one, it has the set screws down inside, and I can't pull this out. Some of you might be able to, I cannot. Now, the trick with these guys, again, if you tighten down too much, they create divots. The other thing that happens is if you turn it down too much, is you'll actually dig in to this material, and again, you will literally snap it in half. So, it's really easy not to do that. Then, yeah. Now, for people who have older units, you might have something like this that would go on the bottom of the camera. It's meant to help keep the pigtail closer to the rods so that it's not flailing all over the place. Now, these guys, they have a notch here that lines up with the pigtail, and then they look kind of funny. And the reason for that is these were designed, wrong hole, to not need, oh, of course, choose the wrong hole again. There we go. They come in at an angle. Now, some of these had screws in them, some of them had set screws, some of them don't have anything at all. Any way that you have them is totally fine, because just by sheer friction, these things really, unless you really pull on them, they don't like to move. Again, if you do have screws or set screws in here, depending on the age of this piece, be careful when you grind them down, because again, you can pierce this and you cut it in half. Now, you'll notice here how this now has a bit of a curve to it, more so than normal. Real easy. You can just bend it back. If they happen to be inside one of these heads like this, and they become really down here and they're all looking real easy. All you have to do, turn it upside down, and now you may have a caddy that your camera goes into for safekeeping. If that happens, put it in. So let's see. Normally you put it in head first, it'll bend this way. You want to go backwards, so they bend up this way. Leave it in there for maybe a count to 10, maybe 20, depending on the severity of the bend, and it'll come back pretty much like this. Sometimes it takes a little longer. You can take a heat gun to these to try to straighten them out, but you have to be really careful because you can melt them if you leave it on for too long. Now, if you have an older camera like this one, where you have the mini whisker, it can use white sticks and it can use orange sticks. So here I'll use my orange stick again, slide it in here. Now, these guys, because there isn't a nut or anything, the set screw threading is right in here. They will be stiff when you first get them, but once you get it going, it'll go right in. We do test these before they go out, but we try to leave them as tight as possible because, again, wear and tear. No, I do not have room in here to put the nut like I do in here so it doesn't wear out, just due to size. Here, see? Goes in like this, and then I'll take this guy. I have to back the set screw up. And if at any point on any of these you have an issue, well, except this guy because it bends funny, so you can run into some issues anyways. But if you run into any trouble pushing these in, first just gaze down there and look, see, oh, is there some debris in there, or did I forget to back off the set screw? Real simple, no worries. We've done it here more than once. There we go. So that's what this guy came up with, the two different styles of whiskers. Now, when you're doing any of these, you do not want to mix the whiskers. You do not want to have a white stick and an orange stick in the same thing. As you can see here, we have 4 of each style on each end. So because it doesn't work well. I mean, you can do it. If you're really in a jam, you can do it, but I don't suggest it because you can have one side of the camera that has way more flexibility as you're pushing, and then the other side where you need it to be flexible, it's not as flexible. So bring this back. Now, if you have another older style called the combo, where you have a stick in between the top and bottom camera, which there are still a lot out there, you'll have this guy, which is the center whisker. It works the exact same way as this and this guy. Simple, check if there's no debris or anything. Slide your whisker in. Tighten it down. You're ready to go. You'll want to make sure that if you're using the orange sticks, you want to use 4. If you're using the white sticks, depending on what you're going to run into, you're going to run into situations where you just need 2, so it would look like this. You have one here and one here, so they're going to run lengthwise. So if you have 7x11, or you run into a very weird shaped one, these guys, if you pull them out to where the edge of the whisker is right about here, you get just about 13 inches from here to here, just about. And then if you put in another one, it extends it a little bit farther. So extend these out. If you need to cut either one of these, please do so. Cut them to what you need. There are several people out there who have like 5 sets of these, and each one they have a little tag that tells them what size of chimney that you're working with, and they grab their whiskers. These guys, these are really easy to cut. These ones probably need a pair of shears. These ones you could probably do with a set of good scissors. Now, what happens if you're out in the field and you've snapped your whiskers and you need new ones? A, you should have backups. If you don't, These guys we make here in-house, and you're going to have to call us for them unless you can find something else. Now, a lot of people get irritated with the balls on the end of these. These are here for a reason. These are so that, because it's meant to be in the corner of the chimney, they're meant to make it so that they don't grab or go into a mortar joint. That's why they're the size they are. Now, if it does, there's already problems. So, but if you want to clip these off, we know people who do. These guys, if you run into, I've totally morphed mine out and they're just not going to work anymore. This time of year in summer, as I'm filming this in July, you can find weed whacker stick that will work just like these. These are a chemical cousin to those. We get these from a commercial place. It's pretty close to the same thing. Ours is just I'm not really sure what makes the difference. All I know is that when I look at the chemical compound, they're similar but different. This one just seems to do a little bit better than weed whacker stick. But it's a good substitute if you're desperate. Let me see here. We covered this guy. We covered this guy. You always want to make sure when you're doing this. Down. Rotate this. There we go. Until it clicks up. And it should. Oh, hello, Binks. Sorry, everybody. Binks wanted to say good morning. Now, these guys slide up. They go over top of the pigtail. Cover that. These guys. Now, if you have a J3D, the set screws for these are down here. And I do realize that they can be a bit of a bear to get to. But I have limited room and I can't make this any bigger. So if you have trouble with the one that's right next to the rod adapter, very simple, take the rod adapter off. Slide it down, and then you can get better access. Some people have absolutely horrible time, and some people have a great bit of time. Hello, Binks. Now, let's take this, put this back on, and tighten this. Now, this guy, you can refund just a smidge because you want it on there tight. But make sure if you hear a crack sound, it's not necessarily a good sound, but also if you were ever taking this off, one of our employees who puts these on for repairs, he's got a really good grip and he tightens these down just perfectly. But when you turn it back, it kind of makes a snapping sound. If it's coming out, you're okay. Going in, not so much. And yeah, let's see here. Yep, these guys, whiskers here, set screws here. That's it. I think we covered. If you have any questions or you're confused about something because your camera doesn't look like anything I have here, that's totally fine. Please give me a call at 641-472-7643, or you can email me at info@chimscan.net. .net, not .com. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.